The importance of online reviews. 5 years back, when we look at consumers, we would have realized that consumers used to follow a lot of print media. They would follow, some of the flyers, coupons that said that, $10 is off on mayonnaise, $5 is off on ketchup, and people used to look at those flyers and say, hey, I'm gonna get these coupons and redeem them at various stores. Today, when I actually pass some of the large stores, when I look at Walmart, when I look at Loblaws, and I look at Canadian Superstore, I realize most of the flyers and coupons are unattended. People are not even using it. A lot of people are going online. So there's a problem with everybody going online. E-commerce companies are there, but there are a lot of e-commerce companies that sell fake products. There are products that carry toxic materials. There are toys that have toxic materials. There are books that are pirated. There are also movies that are pirated, and they are counterfeit products that are sold online. So it is not advisable for everybody to go online. Even some of the biggest fashion stores have online version, but sometimes their products are damaged. And I was representing Market Office Pro Canada. I was looking at selling SEO and Google listings to businesses. I would pitch to 10 businesses and tell them in terms of how and why they should be on internet. And I started giving reviews to a lot of businesses in Toronto. When I was flying to Toronto, I was in Hong Kong, and then from Hong Kong, I traveled to Mumbai, and from Mumbai, I was traveling to Toronto. And I realized during that trip that I was talking to some of the co-passengers, and those co-passengers were telling me that they had stayed in that a particular hotel in Toronto, and that was really good. And I realized that sometimes your best family and best friends are not able to give you critical information on something that you're searching, and that is the time that reviews make such a difference. But when you're actually searching on the internet, you don't want to listen to all great reviews. There are times that you want to be critical about reviews, that hey, I like this hotel, but I don't like this cuisine, or I don't like the kind of prices they have, I don't like the catering manager. And as information is becoming power, there is also important to filter information and have critical reviews, which can help build transparency on the internet. And Channels Brief is a huge proponent of building trust. Channels Brief has been part of social media weeks and social media conferences. Channels Brief has attended one of the largest advertising technology conference at Tech. Channels Brief was also part of Microsoft conference in New York. And now Channels Brief has interacted with politicians, with like influencers, has been to the Mars Gallery, and traveled to Queen's Park in Toronto, and having gained a lot of real world experience with people. Channels Brief is a strong proponent of sharing reviews and sharing negative and positive reviews on internet, so that people get the right direction. Usually everything that is available online is not correct. Most of the information can be fake. Most of the there can be offensive content, there can be content that is uh, prohibitively expensive. There can be content which is like counterfeit products, and that is why it is important that everything is ratified. Today, Google is a company that manages and organizes information in a way that nobody does. Obviously, YouTube is owned by Google, and Google is a monopoly, but Google Reviews is a great tool, and it is a tool that helps a lot of people who are lost in many places to actually search and reference and say that hey, that person has said that this is what this particular area is, and so I would follow. So it is this is review and reputation management was the basis of many companies that were created on internet, and Airbnb became a large company because of the reviews and reputation it got. Uber is a company which is run by reviews, And it is important that Google reviews and Google listings really help a lot of businesses. Small businesses will feel very bad if they get negative reviews, but if they don't get negative reviews, and if they don't have customers telling them truthfully what they should or shouldn't do, they will never grow. So there is a lot of importance in being critical and being honest about reviews. Thank you so much for listening.